Guys, hello from Kyiv, Alina,
Hello.
and I just met in the city center, and we just finished and doing a video, like intro for her video for her channel about living in Kyiv and so on. So in our plans today, walking and showing the city. I checked many comments that you suggest me to meet with Alina, but we already agreed like a week ago.
Yeah, we were ahead of you guys. We already had
Yeah,
plans.
yeah. We had plans, and finally we find a good day without raining and so on. So we just kind of met and doing the great job on Добрий день, Добрий день, Добрий день. Usually when they watch doing the video, like people join the camera, so it's great.
Yeah.
So we don't have some specific plans, just lunch, walk, talk, and sharing different information. So here are some questions what I want to ask Alina before we start walking. So if I understand correctly, it's your first time visiting Ukraine since 2022. Could you tell me more about your experience and why? How do you
Yeah.
feel here?
Yeah, I guess for anybody who hasn't seen my channel before, I'm originally from Ukraine but moved to Canada at 5 years old. But a lot of my family still lives here in the city, so obviously I've been back every few years, and I was actually in Kyiv 3 months before the war started. So I haven't been back since then, but obviously now it's been almost 4 years. I really miss my family. I wanted to actually see them in real life, so that's why I came back.
Your family, you told me it's mom, uncle, and they all here, and they cannot go and visit you, and so you have not seen them.
No, so primarily it's my uncle and his family. So, his wife, their children, my cousins, they have been here the full time. But just in this past year, my mom, who used to live in Canada with me, she has retired and has now decided to live here, even though the war is going on. So, yeah, me visiting them now, that's who I'm staying with currently.
Interesting decision of the mom, leave in Canada and come to Ukraine during the full-scale invasion.
Yeah.
How she feels here, like safe?
I mean, it's complicated, obviously. Like, on one hand, especially when she first got here, like it was emotionally difficult to live through the air raids and hear the explosions and the missiles. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, the longer you stay here, the more normal it becomes, and she's kind of just made peace with it. Because for her, the value of being with her family, being in the city where she has spent the majority of her life other than Canada, that's really important to her. So this is where she wants to be.
Uh, Good.
How are you?
We're fine. How about you?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Bye. Bye. So Alina and I, we just met in Kyiv and do the video about Ukraine and answering questions, and the people just screamed and want to be in our video. So I decided to film them a little bit.
So cute.
When the full-scale invasion began, you've been abroad, and your uncles, your family, been here. How this all years were for you, being abroad and knowing your family under the attack?
I mean, it's hard to put into words, right? Like when you first find out that this is going on, your first instinct is to try and get, your family out in any way you can. But of course, about half of my family is, men, and at the time 18 to 60, so they couldn't leave. So the women, they didn't want to go without the men. So even though in Canada we did have the opportunity to sponsor them, but we would only have been able to sponsor the women. And, they didn't want to leave the rest of the family. So for that reason, they have chosen to stay.
Yeah, and for sure you will meet your family and uncle early, if they're not this slow, from crossing the border from 22 till 60.
Yes.
Yeah, and how do you feel here in Kyiv? it's your first time, and it's already 3.5 years of the full-scale invasion. Attacks recently for the last half a year only increased. Putin brutally hitting Kyiv, civilian quarters. How do you feel? Do you use shelter? What you do?
Well, in the first days that I got here, other than the first day, actually, the first day there was a terrible attack. I think you actually even made a video about it. It was the 25th, 26th. But I was coming off of a 20-hour train ride where I barely didn't sleep, so I slept through it. I didn't even know there was an air raid alert.
Very nice first night in Kyiv.
And then I wake up, I was like, oh my God. I slept through my first air raid alert. So, I mean, that was the first one. And then the few next days after, it was, I think, more during the day. So when it was during the day, I usually was out. So I just go in the metro stations. I find that that's usually the easiest way. But yeah, now that there has been a lot of nightly ones, we do have a bit of a bomb shelter or whatever in our building.
Like parking?
No, it's actually an underground one.
Underground?
Yeah, we actually have an underground one. Or at the very least, sometimes it's just middle of the night, you're so tired, just going to sit in the corridor.
Yes.
Because, that's just at least better than being right beside the windows. So
Yes.
one of those two options if it's at night.
Yeah, that is doing a lot of people in Ukraine corridors. So we're going to walk around Kyiv and later probably drive into another area. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting. And one video will be on my YouTube channel and another video will be on Alina's YouTube channel. I add the link in the description box down below and add Alina as a collaborator. There's a new function. Thank you guys.
Bye.
I'm very glad to meet Alina. Tell her more about this place, what's happened here in 2014, 2013. Suggest for her audience about the movie Winter and Fire, how everything started from Maidan, then Putin invade the east of Ukraine and before get the Crimea. So briefly, Maidan before was a place for fun, with Christmas tree, flowers, concert. And since 2014, it's not about that anymore. So this is one of the reasons we're doing video here. And thankfully, it's not rainy and doing B-rolls and different things. Here's our Banksy art, shooting here. Guys, I also learned today something new because recently Alina mentioned about that she got here and dentist work here and some botox in Ukraine. I always thought that it's a huge risk for travelers doing some injections or something abroad because it could be going not according to plan and it's super risky. And I figured out that a lot of Canadians and Americans going to Mexico to do this work. I didn't know that. I thought you guys have the insurance and you can be safe in your country and go into Ukraine and do the botox is very risky. So I was surprised of bravery. And what I also learned about Alina that she lived in Canada and moved to Bulgaria.
Yeah.
So going to know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, I moved to Bulgaria almost a year ago now, so I'm still kind of, new. But basically, I was looking for a home base in Europe because living in Canada and traveling half the year is super expensive and, paying very high taxes when I'm not even using the social services, doesn't really make sense to me. So kind of for this portion of my life, I wanted to be based in Europe. And since, Ukraine is obviously, dealing with a lot right now, I thought Bulgaria would actually be, a good in-between sort of option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why not? Plus, you are doing a travel log. You going for different countries and filming.
Yeah, and like that's the other great part of living in Sofia, like the capital of Bulgaria, is that it has a very good airport. Like from downtown where I live, in like 30 minutes on the metro, you're already in the airport. There's lots of flights all over Europe. It's like super budget friendly. So in many ways, like it's a perfect fit for my kind of lifestyle that I'm looking for right now.
Great. And you also said that they speak in, like you can talk Russian there? Or
Oh,
no?
I mean, I speak English and Russian. You know, I was born in the tail end of the Soviet Union here, so that's how I learned it. But basically, in Bulgaria, I would say English is the more common language that I would speak, especially with the younger people. You know, lots of them know English. But any of the older people, you know, since I'm still learning Bulgarian, I'm not even close to being fluent, some of them might know Russian. So if they're not able to speak English, and if my little Bulgarian isn't good enough to kind of explain my situation, I'll see if they might know Russian. So, you know, it's kind of my third option, so to say.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, in Ukraine, a lot of people still speak in Russian, older generation, so on. And here's the point. I think it's great that we are switching to Ukrainian. We put Ukrainian names everywhere. Let's say. Ukrainian songs, Ukrainian concerts. So we are supporting more our Ukrainian culture. But on the other hand, Putin used this excuse that the war in Ukraine, like some part of the language, because he always said like Ukrainian people treating bad those who speak in Russian in 2014, 2013. And my grandmother also speaks Russian, and she's actually from Russia with my mom. They come long time ago, like during Soviet Union here. So, and it's never been a case that we ever been mocking for speaking Russian. So, and now it's the situation kind of we switching for Ukrainian language. More people speaking Ukrainian, and some of them very angry for those who was not switched to Ukrainian, like speaking Russian. Like let's say who's very like patriotics and want to that all Ukraine speaks on Ukrainian language. But on the one hand is great, but on the other hand it only helps Putin to prove in his propaganda that
Well, that Russian speakers are discriminated
yeah,
against.
discriminated. Yeah, but he's happened this dilemma after 2022 because many of them said like, no, it's never been language a problem. We spoke both Russian and Ukrainian, and yes, we have Ukrainian school and everything, but we free speak any language we want. But another one said like, no, you have to switch because it's a language of our enemy, which is also benefits Putin somehow. So
Definitely.
yeah, my own experience, I definitely accepted that our operas and theaters and cinemas, everything officially on Ukrainian, but I do not like treating bad people who speaking at home Russian language because they used to like speak in this like 70 years of their life.
Yeah.
And supporting Putin propaganda. So, but for sure, I definitely on this supporting Ukraine culture and never let forget Ukrainian. So that
Yeah.
is like
For sure. Like I totally support, you know, Ukrainian being the national language, everything being in Ukrainian, but I think realistically, especially like you said, the older people, they're not going to transition 100%, you know, to
Yeah.
Ukrainian. Like some people just feel more comfortable, you know, speaking Russian, and I think there kind of has to be this sort of, you know, transition period as time goes on where yes, like Ukrainian will always be dominant, but also be accepting that other people will still speak whatever language they feel most comfortable in, and you know, it's not a problem.
yeah, it's like sometimes I think like they used to think about like this the language. What is your language? Language of what you're thinking. You have to switch and so on. Younger generation are fine with that. We switch. Like I always use like in cafe. I think it's even like a I know it's like a law that service should be only on Ukraine. Like I totally support this. Like when you publicly, but like some grannies and elderlies, it's like a different story. They had not a like they already had a not great life during the Soviet Union, Holodomor, Second World War, working on life in the factory, lost lots of money during the Soviet Union, and this and this, and by the end of their life it's a war and have like more stress. So I'm just kind of
they don't need more stress in
yeah,
their
they
lives.
didn't, yeah, they didn't need more
Just
stress.
let them be whatever they want to be.
Yeah. So, and on one hand, I'm happy that people switching for Ukrainian, but also I don't want to support Putin propaganda because there never ever been a problem for Russian language. We spoke both. Like we have English class in my school, Russian class, and all the subjects were on Ukrainian and Ukrainian class. So it was.
Exactly. And I mean, obviously, most Ukrainians, like I'm a different kind of case because I've spent most of my life abroad. That's why I never learned Ukrainian. But most Ukrainians obviously know both. So it's very common that you might have one person speaking Russian, one person speaking Ukrainian. They understand each other, but they're just using the language that they feel most comfortable in,
Yes.
and it's not a problem, right?
Yeah, so like for me, it's like shouldn't be a problem not supporting Putin and not mocking people for this, because sometimes I like imagine there's like a lot of guys in the front lines and they're speaking Russian, and a lot of people who left their hometowns, that people lost their home, and you're going to mock them because she's a Russian speaker that escaped from occupation and her home was under the attack. So it's like you know.
It's a personal choice, and yeah, I mean, we shouldn't let those kinds of ideas kind of divide a country who's trying to go through a really difficult time together, right? Like, unfortunately, language can be political, but I don't think it should be. You know?
Yeah, I like the mostly like I'm supporting of like switching for Ukrainian, but I'm not supporting mocking someone and making stress, because here sometimes in Ukraine we have our main enemy is Russia, but people inside the country have a huge fight, those who not switch for Ukrainian. So it's also 50-50. I even don't know how to describe this all, because on one hand we have this, on the other hand we have this. So. And you said that you planning to learn Ukrainian.
I would like to, but I think it would only make sense if I was actually like spending a lot of time here, because like when I come for just 2-3 weeks, and most of the time I just spend with my family, like it's too short of a time to really learn extensively Ukrainian. Sure, I can learn some new words, and that's all nice, but for me, if I was actually going to learn Ukrainian, it would be if I actually moved here, which I might in the future. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like right now, since I chose to move to Bulgaria, I'm trying my best to learn Bulgarian, but it takes a long time. Like even though Ukrainian and Russian and Bulgarian actually have some similarities, there are similar words, but they're completely different languages, and it's not so simple to learn.
Yes.
So for me, learning Ukrainian is learning basically a brand new language, and it's going to take some time.
Yes.
So for me, kind of in this in between period where I'm just coming here, for a few weeks to visit my family, I'm just trying to get better at understanding Ukrainian, so that yes, I'll still predominantly speak in Russian, but when somebody replies back to me in Ukrainian, I'm trying to like really understand them the best I can, so my listening comprehension will begin to improve. But of course, speaking, that will take much longer.
But some like basic words.
Oh, of course, like Daku,
good.
all this kind of stuff. Yeah, of course.
Good. Yeah. It's good. Yeah. Agree. And now a lot of actually foreigners also learning Ukrainian, like a gesture of like supporting.
Yeah,
they
for sure.
Maybe they come one day to in future and so on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like Ukraine is really a great place to live. It's been more discussed in Alina channel about all these cafe, restaurants, cosmetology procedure, freedom here, and it's like really great. Maybe that is you say like if not the war, you probably instead of Bulgaria switch to Ukraine. It's Ukraine is great, really.
Yeah.
Ukraine is great.
The quality of life here, of course, if you're able to earn enough money to have a comfortable life. Of course, if you look at the average salary in Ukraine, it is
we
much
have to
more
talk about
difficult.
salary and into your channel. We plan to do that.
Definitely.
We plan to do this.
Definitely.
About
yeah.
money.
Yeah, but as a remote worker, I am in a very privileged position where I'm earning basically higher than Western salary, and so I'm able to have a very high quality of life in Eastern Europe. So my original choice would have been Ukraine. But with everything going on, and of course the fact that, airports aren't operating here, it is quite difficult to get in and out of Ukraine. So for that reason, it doesn't really work for my job, right now, because most of what I do is travel content. So that's why I chose Sofia for the time being.
It's understandable, totally understandable.
Yeah.
But it's good. Now you're more closer to your family.
Yeah, absolutely.
While I was talking to Alina, I'm learned also that in Ukraine, and actually foreigners doing different operation and cosmetologist things out of the country, because maybe I'm from Ukraine and all Ukrainian girls used to do this in Ukraine because I thought it might be their home country, but actually not. I know that we have good quality and so on, but many traveling somewhere to get some operation or injection. This is super cool. I never had this experience abroad. So
Yeah.
and you had your Botox this time.
Yeah. So while I've been here, I got my Botox done. I can't move my forehead, as you guys can tell. But I have actually always thought that the quality of care is really good here, especially in Kyiv, if you know where to go. Of course
This was my question. How do you find how you find and trust someone to?
Yes. Lots of research, but the same as I would in any other country. I've been traveling for basically, full time, almost 6 years now. So most of the medical checkups, dentists, anything I've needed done, I've gotten done abroad. So, some of my favorite places for medical tourism are Thailand, Malaysia, even in Bulgaria. I went to the dermatologist, had a great experience, and their private sector is also pretty good. And here in Ukraine, Ukraine is actually where I got my breast augmentation done.
Because I didn't know this word actually. I added to my vocabulary. I thought it's removing or adding, or just how it's called, just working with your
taking out fat transfer.
No, it's not about that. It's even they cut in the skin and put it up.
Lift.
Maybe
a breast lift.
And I didn't know what exactly Alina were talking about. I just
because to be fully frank, when I was looking to get it done, I looked at so many different places, because the main reason is that it is so expensive in Canada, and especially in the US. That's why a lot of people go abroad. But of course you do have to be very careful. You do have to do your research. And why I finally decided on Ukraine was not only because I found a really good doctor here who had a very proven track record, but also because my family was here, that they could take care of me after the operation. So that's why I chose to go with Ukraine.
And for me, it's I always think if you have it's great that the family can take care and so on. I think you come there for operation and probably you have the tickets going back home. What if something goes wrong? You have to come again, visit it again.
No.
But thankfully you have your mom here, so you can just it's some of homey.
Yes.
You can it's really great, and really Ukraine great at surgery, beauty is starting from nails to all the kind of things, if you know the right person, because sadly to mention, since 2022 a lot of professionals, especially if you are a woman and you can with cosmetology or operation or so left and work abroad, it's other prices. Specialists good doctors also left Ukraine since 2022, and it's quite a challenging to find a good one. And I'm a little bit worried because it's been different cases here in Ukraine. So just because I think Alina is the first woman whom I met coming from abroad and do some injections here, and so it's good. It's good.
It's important to do your research, of course, but not do anything that has too potentially bad side effects. Of course, there's some very rare cases with Botox where you could have super severe effects, but most likely, if there's going to be any adverse effects, Botox wears off after 3 months. So if you look a little funny for 3 months, it sucks, but Botox will wear off. If I wasn't sure of my provider, I wouldn't really get anything that has the potential to be long-term events. Obviously with my breast breast augmentation, I did so much research. You know, I really
Yeah,
covered
yeah.
all the bases before I chose, you know, the doctor that I went with here. So for sure, it's not something you should take lightly.
Yes.
And if you're going to get something more extensive done, I would recommend staying longer,
Yes.
recovering fully,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
with most, you know, operations, I don't think they give you enough time before they say you're good to go fly back to your country.
Yes.
Like, you definitely should be taking at least a month after your operation to
Yeah.
fully recover.
And maybe come again in 6 months, in
Yeah,
1 year,
exactly,
something
to
like
check.
it's
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
huge. I think it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Plus, especially if you work and have someone work contract. So I don't know like how to manage it all at once. But yeah, this is kind of surprising because again, I thought like Ukrainians girls doing this in Ukraine and girls from Canada doing this in Canada or someone else like or maybe Turkey. I know the people going to
Yeah.
Turkey. Some for I know it's famous for hair transplant
Yes.
for men.
Yeah. No, of course, like maybe most Canadians and Americans who have good either, you know, coverage in Canada for whatever they're getting done, it's fine. If you have good private insurance, it's fine. But many people don't. And especially in the States, like, hair is extremely expensive. So that's why a lot more people are looking at, you know, going to other countries to get things done, because there are great providers abroad.
Yes,
You know,
yes, yes,
I have been to, I've probably been to at least 30 different dentists, you know, and honestly, I've never had a really bad experience. I've only had an experience where, you know, they did a filling for me and it wasn't quite right, and I had to go back and they fixed it, and, you know, it was fine. So I've actually never had a negative experience, thankfully, with really any medical providers that I've gone to abroad.
Yeah, this actually, yeah, this is great because I think if I need something to do, I will definitely do here because,
Yeah.
home, safe, and this for me. But it was very interesting to know this kind of, and yeah. You see, guys, to stay in beautiful, it's a lot of challenging. We have to do this and this and that and that. It's like time, money, and so on. So it's not just, you know, a lot of people tell me like, Tanya, you are very lucky because you're like you're very lucky. It's
It's a lot of work.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I will share in my contact for Alina. You told that you want to color dye your hair.
Yeah.
I sit in my chair 8 hours, but I'm like I don't want to share in some beauty stuff because my channel about the war in Ukraine is like, hey guys, I did the Botox here, color my teeth is like only like my teeth playlist took a lot of hours because the dentist office has been hit and I cannot finish my teeth because there's no electricity. He cannot make the final job. So and we have to change the this week the plastic stuff again. So it's like everything is like super difficult, expensive, takes time, energy, and then you just lucky girl.
No, I think it's so funny how, you know, many men especially will say, oh, you know, Ukrainian women are so naturally beautiful, and they are, like, obviously they are to a certain extent, but they put in so much work, they put in so much money, and it takes so much time.
Yes.
You know, to look a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I say like beauty routine is my second job. Seriously, you need to get an appointment to get your nails done. You have to get the appointment for color your head. Like I have these schedules for this thing and then the schedules for my beauty stuff, and it like feels like a lot. And I like it's all routine and schedules and appointments sometimes just killing me. It's just like too much work, too much work. Yeah, and yeah. Then we're going to talk maybe about some guys who is not appreciating all this, but we're not adding this to the camera. Guys, I didn't turn off my mic because we with Alina going to the restaurant, and here this is huge again. So this area doesn't have electricity, and it's really hard to walk and talk. So we have to climb up the hill. Here is very hilly city, and talking.
Yes.
So going with Alina to spot where I'm doing the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Here's again the generators, and we are excited to have our borscht,
So good.
yeah, in the restaurant.
And this is, like you were saying, the chef is trying for a Michelin star, or they have a
Yes.
Michelin star?
Yes, in 2017 he came to Australia. I think I need my mic. Just a second. Look, they don't want to let me go. Why not? Someone is important is coming again Monday. So we're going to finish about borscht now. We have to turn around. I have to go to a restaurant to eat the borscht. Guys, don't upset me, please. So, just a second. Need my mic. Yeah, finishing the work story. We have cozy restaurant, last wooden house on the Andrew's descent, and there we have only one Michelin restaurant in Odessa, by the way. In Kyiv we don't have Michelin star, and the owner in 2017 came to Australia with his famous dish, black dumplings with lard and fish. And unfortunately, he didn't have a mark, but it was not star, but it was like some mark. It was very good, so he tried. So Kanapa were pretending to have the Michelin star, and it's like amazing place. It's very nice. So
I'm excited.
yeah, I'm just thinking that it's good in the historical center area instead of driving somewhere. So that is why we are going there. And for sure, these guys don't let us go. No, they don't want to. So, but okay, we can walk like this around.
Oh, so we can?
The restaurant is like right there, but they don't want.
Okay. All right.
We can.
We'll go around then. I wonder, like, what do you think they're guarding?
Because someone important is coming. And,
It's
yeah.
gonna come to this area.
Yeah, they're going to come there, and there's an alley of fallen. Okay.
Oh yes. Oh,
I
they're
see.
probably
Yeah,
already
they're
there.
They're there.
Already there.
So but they in the far.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure they come there with the cars and come back. So they
Yeah.
circle the square that we cannot go there. Who knows who is there? Let's maybe. I'm curious. Yeah, I see lots of cameras, lots of journalists. Oh, let's have a look.
Nobody I recognize, but they're kind of far away.
European Parliament was talking. It's very open here. It's such a nice day, Monday, not much people on the streets. Monday is a day off for ticket office for Andrew's church, it's also closed. Not much market, like less people busy at work, at office, like really quiet and amazing to do the video, walking, and really, really nice, and we just enjoy our walk and talk. And I'm glad Monday not much people. Yeah, it's just a blessing. On Sunday it will be, I don't know.
More busy.
Yeah, because a lot of locals come to the center for walking, eating, like spending their weekend in the center. Maybe visiting some museums. We come in. Sounds of the generator probably from our restaurant where suggested to go, but we will come and see how it's going on. And because they're like really cool dumplings and cool borscht. Without the mic, we're going to sit there inside. Yeah, we'll go. You see the real sound. This is the support of this restaurant today. Добрий день. We're choosing the place to stay where it's not so loud, and just also showing you the amazing view. There's Podil. If you do like this, Podil and Dnipro, and it is one of the rooms of this restaurant. Really nice room.
So cute.
Yeah, it's like looks like
It's a big restaurant.
yeah. I'm choosing the table as I'm going to rent the room for myself as an apartment. Yeah, on the first ground floor. Alina is the boss today. Alina is going to decide where we're going to sit.
Well, I think the best natural light will probably be down here.
Okay.
It's very, very beautiful.
Okay. So guys, we are here with our two borsches, and I was telling Alina, like, come here and we will have the borscht and the cabbage, but we don't, because what? Electricity shortages, and they told me we can do this in the borscht from 4 p.m. but they give us like this plate. We're hungry, we not want to wait up until 4 p.m. so we're eating now and waiting next meal.
I'm sure it'll be delicious. I'm so
That'll be-
excited, actually.
Yay! Now I'm thinking it's good that I'm left-handed and you're right-handed.
Perfect.
We can sit in a, we can just put this for the shots,
Yeah.
and eat our borscht.
Actually, this is a potentially good thumbnail. You
Yeah.
can even pose.
Oh yeah,
With this.
yours looks better than mine.
Well, it's just the wide lens is all.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, taste test time.
Yay! Borscht.
This one's kind of interesting because this has like kidney beans in it, right? I find that not all borsches usually have
Kidney beans. I don't know what that, but then it's maybe
Oh.
fasol.
Yeah, fasol.
Yeah,
Mhm.
kidney beans.
We have many
It's-
different kinds of beans in English.
Yeah, but kidney, it's
because
really
it's like shaped like a
really.
kidney.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
this is what I got it.
That's nice.
Yeah, I look in this soup and understand we will for sure have a lot of things in our teeth after. For sure.
Doesn't matter. It's worth it.
Yeah, tasty.
And this is what I miss when I travel abroad.
Yeah.
Because, not many countries you can find really good, authentic Ukrainian food. So whenever I come back home, oh, it's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
And this one almost kind of have like a bit of a smoky flavor to me.
Mm-hmm. I think it's this plum, черный слив.
Yeah.
How it's like
Yeah,
old,
plum. Yeah,
but
plum.
it's special sort of plum, not fresh plum, like
Dried plum.
yeah. I want to say old, but
It's an old plum.
old expired plum.
Yeah, that's something I've never seen in borscht before. Plum.
Garlic. Yeah, could you
Alright,
give me
let's
please
try a plum pushki. Oh yes.
napkin, please? Thank you.
It's kind of like a garlic oil that they kind of put on it.
Mm-hmm. And you can add sour cream into the borscht because I know you eat regular milk. So,
Yeah.
so good luck at like age over 30. Like people have more lactose problems after 25, 30.
Yeah.
So you drinking milk is great.
Yeah. I mean, I travel so much. It's like I kind of am just like forced to eat anything, and luckily I don't have any like
Lactose problem.
adverse effects. But I know that maybe I don't know. Maybe I would feel better if I didn't drink dairy. I don't know. But I just know that like I can handle it. So.
So while we're having our dish, we decided to try sea buckthorn.
Sea buckthorn, yes.
Yeah, it's famous in Ukraine. We have a lot of jam of this, and in traditional restaurant, it's like sour. I tried this a long time ago, and it's like amazing. So, cheers.
Cheers.
Budьмо in
Budьмо.
Ukrainian, and we say like this: budьмо,
Budьмо.
hey,
Hey.
hey, budьмо,
Budьмо.
hey,
Hey.
budьмо, hey, 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 hey. Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice, actually. Is it vodka with it, or is it its own kind of like liqueur
No,
with sea buckthorn?
vodka or like samagon in Ukraine we have. Very good. Like Ukrainian, I call it like Ukrainian shots. In Ukraine, it's like nalivka
Yes.
with different taste, like pepper, horseradish,
Yeah.
any kind. And we have even one from Lviv. Lviv chain, drunk cherry.
Yeah.
Only
yeah,
cherry.
Lviv,
Yeah, only cherry.
Yeah.
Only
I
cherry,
really like
cherry,
it.
cherry. So guys, I don't know what has happened today, but да, дякую. So we ordered lots of food. Да, дуже дякую. This is my steak. This is Alina's chicks, yeah?
Yeah.
Chicks and beef chicks and eggplant, and our durney, and yeah, so it's our last meal of the day. Look at this Ukrainian beef. Misha is over there. I even didn't pay much attention. This is the butter.
Oh, wow. That's really fancy butter.
It's actually, it would be Misha's spoon.
So cute.
So guys, we finished our lunch. It's 4 p.m. And Light is finally back to the restaurant and to this area. And yeah, it was nice, tasty with
Wonderful day.
yeah, nice like talking about different topics and walking around. So the time flies, but it was like really good. I really enjoyed time with
We had
Alina.
a fun-filled day today.
Yeah, and we like making plans to see each other
Yeah,
soon.
absolutely.
You staying here 1 week more?
1 more week, yeah.
Yeah. So we will see what we're going to shoot, or maybe we wouldn't be shooting. We just will be like walking around without cameras. So we will figure out. So guys, thank you so much for watching, for supporting, for standing together with Ukraine. I mentioned Alina's YouTube channel in the description box down below, and added her channel about traveling. Europe, yeah, mostly away.
All over.
All around.
I'll be going to Southeast Asia for the winter, but yeah, I'm in Europe for the time being.
Living in Europe and travel somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys, and keep in touch. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.